Space exploration is a waste of money. For the first round, you will refute the idea. I will give an idea for four. Okay? Ready? All right. I believe that space exploration is a total waste of money. In fact, I believe it is a significant financial loss for the government and for a country. Instead of wasting that amount of finances on space exploration, I believe we could just use that to counter against poverty, against maybe job loss and other possible problems of the country. What do you think?
From my perspective, space exploration might seem like a luxury when Earth has pressing problems, but is it far from a waste of money? Uh, as a matter of fact, is it one of the most forward-thinking investment which humans can make? Because, um, for example, satellites monitor climate change and track natural disaster are what the space exploration can protect the Earth. Also, it can help people to predict extreme weather events, which save lives and billions of lives in damage. Also, um, the scientists or a lot of people can expand their scientific knowledge by explore space because it helps us to understand the origins of the universe, the nature of time, or the potential for life beyond Earth.
All right. Okay, I hear you. However, I also believe that these, well, potentials, as you said earlier, might not be what we need, might not be necessary for what we are actually facing, what the country's dilemmas are in the current events. As such, I still do agree with the statement that space exploration is a total waste. Okay? All right, let's end there. Thank you, man. Now, I really like the vocabulary that you were using the whole time. Good job. Really just short, really just short corrections, mostly on grammar. Okay. Like as you said earlier, by explore space, we don't say explore, but instead use the ing form of the word there by exploring space. You can say billions and okay, here. You already said billions, right? It's already in plural. So as much as possible, make sure that you're consistent. Okay.
Okay,
So again, if it's billions, what should your noun be?
damage billions
Say billions in just the
in
noun
damage,
and damage.
in damages.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. There we go. Make sure that your nouns are consistent. Since you're using plural here, make sure that it is consistent with the noun that it is modifying in this case. Billions and damages. But yeah, really, really liking the answers so far. I think in terms of vocabulary, you were also using really, really good vocabulary. Oh, it's a forward thinking investment. It's far from a waste of money. It seems like a luxury. This is a really good phrase as well. So not bad. Okay. Thank you, Min. Let's do another one for the round two. This time you will go first. Please give an idea against the topic. You may start.
can I give the same opinion that I did?
Yeah, you may. Uh, oh, yeah, in this case, it is the same idea. Maybe let's switch sides. Mhm. What if you would like to give an idea for four for
Okay,
agreeing that space exploration is a waste? You may start.
okay. From my point of view, I reckon that the exploration is waste of money especially when compared to urgent issues here on Earth. So to begin with, as we can see now, billions of people still lack access to clean water, food, education, or healthcare. But the government, if the government don't invest on those fields, instead they just trying to explore the space. I think it's a waste of money and waste of time. Also, space missions may cost billions and the benefits are often speculative, and some people argue that the scientific gains don't justify the massive investment, especially when many discoveries have limited direct impact on daily life.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. All right. I think I really liked the against idea of yours earlier. Now for the for idea are basically the pros of this particular topic. I think you were also in line with the topic, but the same with your first statement. You have this tendency sometimes that when you end your statement, you end in a, you know, it's like a statement that you're unsure of. It sounds like that you're unsure of your idea, or it sounds like you're not confident with that idea. I think we could use a little bit more confidence, especially at the last part. Whenever you're ending your side, your own idea, when you're ending the sharing of your own opinion, it is, it could be a little better if you try again, as I said earlier, try to end with a conclusion. Conclusions are usually a way for us to basically reiterate or re-emphasize our point. And this does a lot, especially in terms of your confidence. When you end your point, when you end your opinion, re-emphasizing your point, it makes it sound more believable, basically. Whoever listens to you they will think that, oh, that's his point, and he really gives stress or gives emphasis to that point. And so, people, when listening to you, they might think that you are more believable or you are more confident with what your stand is. So, if possible, try to add some conclusions just so that your ending sounds a little bit more stronger. It packs more of a punch, basically. Okay? And just a couple more in terms of pronunciation. Could you read some of these words for me?
Urgent
Good. Yeah. And how about this one?
access,
Yeah, careful for that one. Access.
access,
Yeah. Stress the K sound before you do the S. Access.
access,
There, there. And this one, the third one.
government, government,
Yeah, I could hear you really enunciate the O. You're making it sound like this. O. Instead, make it less stress. So it's government. Government. More like an instead of an O.
government,
There we go. Yeah. Government. One more time.
government,
Mm-hmm. A little better. Again, not an O, but an Government. G.
government,
There, there. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, not government, because it sounds a little awkward. Okay, but thank you. Government. Benefits are often, you said speculative. This word. Not speculative, but speculative.
speculative.
There we go.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a
okay,
longer word, right? Your stress should be here. Speculative.
speculative.
Yeah. Careful with the U. Specu. Let me write that down for you. Specu. And then two. Speculative.
Speculative.
There we go. Yeah, a lot better. And okay, the last part you said it has limited direct impact on daily life. Yeah, not bad on the answer as well. But I believe in terms of organization, your first idea you're against, the organization there was a lot better. This one, your organization was a little more generalized per se. Okay? You were giving more on like a general idea and then another general idea and then another general idea. I think it would be better to make sure that when you organize your ideas, try to do either you could do the pure EC method or the general to specific idea, like the inverted triangle. You could try this method of answering or giving your opinions. I think this would make it more organized, especially for your examiners or for your listeners. How you do the inverted triangle is basically you go from your general idea, you go then into more specific. You dive into specific examples if possible, and then that's when your ideas become a little bit more smoother to follow. Okay? If you're not fond of the inverted triangle method, you could also do the point by point method. I think in this answer, with this answer of yours, I think the point by point would have been much better. It's just that in terms of the organization, it's a little messy. So it is better if you could have used like linking words for your point by point, like in addition, like you could have used I'd like to include that to add to my point, blah blah blah. Okay? So these linking words would help just make your fluency and as well as your consistency when speaking a little bit better. It will really help your coherence. Okay? So try to include some linking words if possible. Right? All good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to move on to the next topic. University education should be free. Okay, I'll let you that sink in. And I'm going to give my idea for agreeing. Okay. I believe that university education should be free. In fact, I also think that education is a right. It is not a privilege given to only a selected few. In addition to that, I believe that it increases equal opportunities regardless of your social class. Whether you're poor, you were born rich, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, it doesn't matter. A more educated population boosts rather national productivity in general. So I believe as long as university education remains free of charge, the more that your country will basically have an economic boost. How about you? What is your idea on that?
Okay. Frankly speaking, while free university education sounds ideal, but there are several compelling reasons why some argue it should not be free when especially especially when considering uh economic sustainability and educational quality. So without tu tuition revenue, universities may struggle to maintain the high standards for students. And also, um, making university free shifts the financial responsibility from students to the general public because it could make higher taxes even for people who never attend university. Ad- Additionally, if the free if there are free university educations, the quality may worse, maybe more work, maybe getting worse because larger class size, outdated outdated facilities and reduced faculty salaries could follow, and it may reduce the motivation for students too, because when students pay for the education, they often take it more seriously, and if there is free education, it might lead to lower commitment and higher dropout rates.
Okay. Still, the ending, make sure that you sound a little bit more final. Leads to lower commitment and higher dropout rates. Okay, or you can even complete that. Among can complete that sentence a little better. Lead to lower commitment and higher dropout rates among university students or students in general. You can also say that. No need for this one. Okay. Thank you, Min. All right. So still a couple of words we need to practice. How about this word?
I do.
Yeah, you read this word as ideal, right? Usually we pronounce the E and the A really like more emphasized, so it's ideal.
I do.
Yeah, exactly. Ideal.
I do.
Perfect. Okay. And I saw you stumble a little bit on this, these two. Uh, try to, when you pronounce this one, try to make sure that they come together as a pair. Do not hesitate. Economic sustainability.
Economic sustainability.
There. Do not hesitate between them because if you cut between them, it sounds a little awkward since they are both taken as one. Okay. And that's the last word.
Tuition,
Uh-huh. Tuition.
tuition,
Yeah. To make it easier for you, just say twi. Twi and then shin. Tuition.
tuition.
There we go. Yeah, better. Okay. Really quick grammar lesson as well, even for people who never. Okay, since you said never, that means they never did that in the past, right? You're talking already
Yeah.
about what happened. And so your verb should also be in past tense for consistency. So it's supposed to be what should be your verb?
Attend, who
Never
never attended.
attended, exactly. Okay. So careful using like time word signals like this, never, ever. These two words, never and ever, usually we pair that with the past tense of the verb because we are talking already that this has never happened before, right? You're talking about a time, basically a time frame that happened before. So make sure that you use the past tense. Okay? But yeah, I think it's just that. And I also heard you like hesitate a little here. You say the quality may be getting worse. Okay. For just this part here, I think it was just a little awkward in terms of the consistency of your verbs at the time. Maybe getting worse. So you're saying that it's currently getting worse? Or is it just like a possibility? Because in this case, the time is a little vague. Okay. You're talking about the quality of education here. So I think to avoid just the inconsistency in terms of time, making it sound like more of a potential um, rather than something that is more factual. I think it's better if you say the quality may get worse or may worsen over time. All right. So instead of maybe getting a better, basically a better term or a better way to say it, you could say quality may worsen over time. Since I think you were referring more to like the possibility of it being bad or worsening in the future. Okay. So no need for maybe getting, because both of these are unnecessary in your sentence. Instead, just say worsen over time. Okay? All right. So far, do you have questions with this one, Min?
It's good.
All
I
right.
got it.
Okay, perfect. I hope you're taking notes. Now we'll do the round two. This time, you will be giving an idea for this particular topic. Okay, the opposite. University education should be free. What's your thoughts on this?
I would say university should be free for uh, I mean the I would say university education should be free because education shouldn't be a privilege reserved for the wealthy, and free universities opens doors for students from low income backgrounds, leveling leveling the playing field. And also, uh, I think free access can lead to a more informed and active citizenry. And also, some, for example, some countries like Germany, Finland, or Austria, they often offer free or low-cost university education, and so it can work at scale because I think graduating without debt can spend and invest more freely, which stimulate economic growth.
Okay. That all? All right.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Vin. Uh, I want you to try to practice this one. When you end, you have the tendency to go on a rising intonation. Stimulate economic growth, right? It's like,
stimulate economic growth.
yeah, see? Can you hear that? You do a little bit of a rising intonation. So because your tone goes up, it sounds like a question. So I need you to be a little careful on that. Whenever you're going into the final sentence or like in the ending part of your opinion, try to be a little more aware of your tone. Make it sound a little bit more final. Drop your tone, basically. If you're going to end a sentence or end an opinion, if you would like to show that this is my final, basically, this is the final words that I will say, or this is really my 2 cents on the topic, drop the intonation and stimulate economic growth. Growth. Instead of stimulate economic growth, okay? Don't do this, but drop the tone. Stimulate economic growth, right? Can we practice
Okay,
that?
stimulate economic growth.
There. See? It sounds more final.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like you're more sure. Okay? So just careful on the last tone that you put in each of your endings. Avoid the rising intonation. Okay, thank you. Oh dear, I erased all of that. Too much. Okay, we're back. All right. I like the fact that in this particular answer, you were able to say basically some idioms. You said open doors for students from low income backgrounds. Open doors is a really good idiom to say, like, give opportunities, right? Give equal chances, give chances to these students. So this is a very good idiomatic expression. And I think if you're able to use some like more of these idioms, usually these are the idioms that give you good points for part three. For speaking, for the IELTS speaking in general. These will give you good points. So please try to note them down and really try to use them in the actual exam. And now just one particular phrase. What do you mean by leveling field?
Like leveling feels like I think it's like just helping the one who is underprivileged, some
Hmm.
kind of that.
Yeah, actually, that is very close. Usually, we use this particular phrase when we want to talk about like making things equal, right?
Yeah.
Equal between those of like the rich people and the poor people. So you can say maybe instead of leveling field, I believe the complete phrases should be leveling the playing field or level the playing field. It's the more complete phrase, level the playing field. Okay. And just one more. You mentioned a country, some countries earlier, Finland, Germany. And what was the last country? I think it wasn't very clear to me. Did you say Austria or Australia?
It's in Austria.
Okay, it is Austria. Okay, okay. That's right then. Okay. Thank you, Min. Very good. Now, over so far, not bad. It's just a little bit more polish on some of the pronunciation, but I think so far the vocabulary is doing quite great. Please try to continue. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's let's do one more. Social media does more harm than good. All right. You will refute my idea. Okay, I'll be for this one. Okay, let me start. Social media does more harm than good. In fact, I precisely think that this argument is a fact. I believe that social media leads to addiction, it leads to shorter attention spans and mental health issues for various users. And in line with this, it also encourages cyberbullying, fake news, and misinformation all around our globe. It creates unrealistic standards all throughout the internet. And what's worse is that most of the younger generations believe in these standards, and therefore it reduces their face-to-face social interactions and their real-life communications with actual people. How about you? What do you think, Min?
I think on the other hand, uh, there is a strong case that uh, social media can do more good than harm, especially when used mindfully and responsibly. For example, for global connectivity, social media's bridges geographic divides which allow people to stay in touch with their acquaintances and their loved ones. Also, it helps them to build communities between, uh, it helps them build communities around shared interests on social medias. Also, s- in some cases, social media may uh, notificate for people to get aware of something that is bad in recent years or in just that day. I mean, it will give them the news and the notifications as soon as possible if they get access to the internet. Also, in addition, while social media can contribute to anxiety, it also offers support networks and mental health resources and peer communities, which have people feel less alone. So I think in some cases it may do more good than him than harm.
May do more good than harm.
It does it may does more good than harm.
It may does. It may do.
Yes. Oh, okay.
May do more good than harm. Okay. All right. Thank you, Min. All right. You said there's a strong. I like the start actually. Your beginning was nice. Careful with this word. You said mindfully and then you mumbled the next word. How would you say this one?
Responsibly.
Oh,
Responsibly, is it?
uh-huh. I could hear that you skipped this part here in the middle. Responsibly.
Responsibly.
There. Very good. Don't skip the C. Make sure that you enunciate each and every syllable, okay? Very good term. Stay in touch. That is a also a very common idiom we use. Good. Now, do not hesitate with compound words or compound nouns. You have the tendency that sometimes when it's like two words that mean a single item, like compound nouns, like this one, loved ones, you have the tendency to hesitate and give like a short space. Loved ones, that's what you do sometimes. So try to avoid that. Make sure that if it is a compound noun, you don't give the space between that. Do not hesitate. Be more assertive with how you say it. Loved ones. Okay?
Loved ones.
There we go. One more time.
Loved ones.
Yeah, they're your loved ones, acquaintances or loved ones. Okay. You can build communicate. Just one word that I didn't really understand. What is notificate? I don't think this is a word.
Oh, notify. I mean,
Yeah.
notify.
You're talking about the verb, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Notify. Yeah, that's the word. Okay. And get aware of. Um, Usually we do
Be
not do this one.
easy. Be aware of.
Yes, it's
Sorry.
the B
Like,
one. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, Min. Be aware of. Good. Or give them the news. Give them the news. What do you mean by give?
it's like to get them informed of the news.
Okay. Together inform them the news. I think instead of give, because usually give is very simple, right? It doesn't really fit well with all the rest of your vocabulary. So if possible, try to upgrade that and to maybe like provide them the news. A lot better. Higher vocabulary to score higher points. And I see that you also were giving a little bit more, basically a little bit more thought on your linking words. This time you were using more of in addition. Because earlier, I think you caught yourself using also a lot of times to connect your ideas together. You like using also. And so then earlier you changed that into an addition. So that's a good start. I'd like if as much as possible, please try to add more to that. Maybe you could use um I'd like to add additionally some of those words. Let me write that down. Because I've also noticed you like to use also. Oh, it's not writing. Also. You could try to use other ones like maybe to add, or if you would like to give more emphasis, in fact, additionally. or you could say to add to that idea, or if you would like a little bit more different than others, there's this other one we could use where we say, well, to illustrate. It's also the same with like a for example or to expand. So just a little bit more improvements on some of the linking words, especially if you'd like to add on top of those ideas, because you're giving a lot of reasons already. Okay. To improve the coherence of your answers, try to look for better linking words and to add a bit more variety. Okay. So that you can avoid just using also and every time. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, time flies. Since time flies so fast, I think it's already time for us to end here, Min. But before we end, do you have questions or clarifications?
I think it's good, but how do you rate my speaking?
Oh, right. Really good question, actually. If I were to rate your speaking, I think I would rate it around a 6.5 for now. I think you're very close to your goal, which is a 7.0. In fact, in terms of vocabulary, you're using really good ones. And I like the fact that you're able to use very natural idioms in your answers. What you need to work on would most likely be your pronunciation, because sometimes they're a little obvious, especially the S and the SH, and your hesitations, your fluency. Because sometimes you hesitate, you stop, and or like you hesitate between linking two words, which is like one idea. So it's a little obvious there as well, and maybe a little bit more on the intonation. Because as I said earlier, sometimes you end in a rising intonation, so it sounds like a question instead of a statement. So just fix these small details and yeah, I think you'll be able to reach the intended goal that you have. So yeah, good luck for that, Min. I hope you were able to learn something today.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, I appreciate it as
Okay.
well. Great to meet you. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, see you later. Have a
Yeah,
nice day.
have a great day. Bye bye.